This is a quick vlog update on the latest happenings on my project tackling food insecurity in Nigeria through AI and the gene modifications of whiteflies. Earlier this week, I had a call with Professor Yen-Wen from UC Davis. We discussed RNA interference, RNAi, to silence specific whitefly genes and the potential of using transgenic methods for more lasting effects. Yen-Wen also has offered support with regards to lab work and suggested a few technical points about how whiteflies acquire viruses and the importance of studying the gut barrier for viral transmission. This will help guide the next steps in lab work for the insect modification aspect that will complement with the plant aspect I'm going to work on alongside with my preceptor at Delaware State University, Professor Vincent Fong Dong. We also spoke about the possibility of using AI to identify which genes could be most impactful, which could streamline the bench work process. I continued with new connections and ongoing discussions. First, I connected with Dr. Leena Tripathi from the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, or IITA. We've set a call for early next month to discuss the Cassava virus aspect of the project, and I'll be continuing to follow up on this in the coming weeks to align our efforts. In terms of lab work, Lauren, a peer at the Knowledge Society, gave me valuable advice about gene editing approaches, suggesting that I specify whether homologous recombination would be the right use case for permanent knockouts. This is something I'm considering as I initially chose RNAi owing to its scalability and it allows us to observe short-term effects more easily. If the RNAi approach proves successful, I'll look into transitioning to permanent knockouts using homologous recombination for field implementation. For the computational side of things, I'm going to target specific regulatory motifs in the whitefly salivary gland, which are responsible for virus transmission. I'm focusing on motifs like the TATA box, CAAT box, enhancer motifs, silencer motifs, and the splice site motifs. What a mouthful. Thanks to Lauren, who's working on motif modeling herself with AI and machine learning at the University of Toronto, which could give me ideas on the predictive power of my upcoming AI platform to actually target the right genes. In other news, I've also been accepted into the YOUTHTOPIA Circle of Youth, a select network of young changemakers working on the SDGs. This will give me a platform to share my project and connect with agricultural partners, and I'll be involved in workshops and speaking opportunities that will help refine how I communicate this project's impact. I also realized that this opportunity interlinks with the FAO reports Bernard Lehmann shared with me on influencing policy from a youth perspective, and I'll be keeping in mind the report's advice when it comes to my involvement with Youthtopia. I had a call with Lee Howell following meeting with him at the Villars Institute, of which he is the executive director. We discussed how food systems intersect with other global challenges and how I can position the project within this framework. I'll be keeping his advice in mind as I continue to shape the strategy. Reflecting on my September goals, I've gained clarity on how to get my project known, especially with the upcoming call with Dr. Tripathi at the IITA and joining Youthtopia. I'm making progress on gaining legitimacy in the science and policy aspects, particularly with the advice from Dr. Yen-Wen and the follow-ups with Bernard Lehmann and Julien de Meyer. As for getting stakeholders like farmers involved, I've initiated important connections and I'm planning more outreach efforts next month. Looking ahead to next month, I'll be prioritizing sharing my work at global conferences with announcements on that coming soon, making further progress on my lab work, developing an AI platform prototype, and securing grants to support my research. Thanks for watching, and I'll update you again next month.